This video will show you how to replace the EGR valve on a Pontiac Grand Prix with a 3.8 liter engine. This will be located along the back side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Locate the EGR valve along the back side of the engine. Now keep in mind, you never want to work around this. When the engine is hot, the exhaust is going to be hot as well, and so will the EGR valve. This is cool to the touch. Let's start with the electrical connector. Just carefully pry it away. You can do that by hand and pull it out of place. There's that locking tab. We're inspecting this for corrosion. If you see any, it needs to be taken care of. This looks good, so I'm going to set it aside. Let's continue on to our two pieces of hardware. You're going to find you have a 13 millimeter over here and a 13 millimeter piece of hardware on the opposite side. Remove the pair, then remove the valve and the gasket. So I'm starting with the one that's on the inboard side here. It's a little bit harder to gain access to because we do have this metal shield going around it. Obviously, you want to be careful not to drop that hardware. We do intend on reusing it. 13 millimeter here. Now typically that is just a mounting nut, but as you can tell on my application, the stud unscrewed from the block. So I'm just going to remove that and then we'll remove the nut from the stud at the vise. Let's move along to the next. Make our way over here. Same thing happened over here, the stud unscrewed, that's okay. Let's take hold of that valve, lift it up and out of here. There it is, friend. Now we're looking down along this base area. It's common to still have some pre-existing original gasket in place. Obviously we need to remove that. You can use a scraper, you can also use a flat blade screwdriver if necessary. Remove as much of this as possible. You want to attempt to scrape it out and away from inside of these ports. We don't want to try to get anything inside of the ports. There's some of that gasket. Let's see what else we can get off of here. Oh yeah. You can see I'm making my way all the way down to the metal. This is exactly what we need to see all the way across this entire base. Once you feel as though you've scraped it down enough, we're just going to feel along this base area. We want to make sure it's nice and flat surface. This does feel good. Now, as you can tell, I've already pre-installed my studs. Typically, they will stay in place. Now it's time to install our brand new EGR valve and brand new gasket. Let's start with the gasket. Let's get our gasket in place. We're bringing it over each of our two studs and confirming that the ports on the EGR valve gasket aligns with the ports down at the base. Just press that on there. I can see the circular ports. Nothing's restricted. Let's install that EGR valve. To install the EGR valve, we want to make sure we have the electrical connector facing towards the front of the vehicle. We'll line this up, slide it down. Continue on to your two pieces of hardware. Start them on, snug them up. The torque for these is 18 foot-pounds. When we go to install the hardware, you might find that the inboard piece of hardware close to the shield is difficult to install. We can't get our hands down in there. So I'm just taking a small piece of rag. You can also use a piece of paper, put it in the socket, press that nut down inside of there, and it should not fall out of place. Now we can start it onto that stud. Same process for the other one there. They're both started on. Let's go ahead and snug them up and then torque them to that 18 foot-pounds as I had mentioned. I've got my torque wrench, 18 foot-pounds. For good measure, I'm just going to go one more time, 18 foot-pounds. We'll take hold of the EGR valve, give it a wiggle. It should not move. Continue on to your electrical connector next. We have our locking tab. That would be facing towards the driver's side front. Press it in, audible click, and it is secure. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our vehicle's EGR valve. The next thing you have to do, if you had a check engine light, reset it. After that, start the vehicle, let it run, make sure you have no exhaust leak from this area, no check engine light, and then close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.